Slaying that jank.
Hey guys, Trent here, coming at you with another finance video. This one is just about super cheap cards that are out on Magic Online for Dominaria right now. Usually when a new set comes out, there'll, after everything calms down, there'll be a lot of cards, including, rares and mythics that reduce to being worth pennies. And so what I've done is highlighted some of the cards here that I think that could have some potential, at the very least, just to do some nice jank rogue brewing. But the thing about it is, whenever a Pro Tour or something like that comes around and some of these cards get played, there may be a spike in price, so you could actually benefit from getting cards right now when they're worth only pennies. So the first one, Settle the Score. This has been talked about, the fact that you could basically play like a Liliana of the Veil or other Planeswalkers in Modern and Ultimate in the next turn, which would be really powerful. People will probably try it out, and if it ever becomes a thing, go ahead and get your playset now while they're a penny a piece. Next we have Cast Down. This is probably going to be a very good option for Modern for decks that don't run Terminate. Probably one of the best cards like this, aside from maybe something like Victim of the Night. However, this one does not cost double black, of course. It's more like a Doomblade or a Go for the Throat. You can see the price reflects a little bit. It's an uncommon. It is a 20-cent common, but I would go ahead and just pick them up and hang on to them. They're probably going to come in handy at some deck along the lines in Modern. Next one's Cabal Stronghold. You can maybe pick up a couple copies of this if you want to try some mono black strategies, probably only in Standard. This card was a little bit more hyped, and then it's gradually reduced in price. So now it's under 20 cents. So Joda, Archmage Eternal, could have some lower tier, Jank Brew Modern play. You could pay 5 mana to cast an Emrakul or something big. It's only 2 cents, so shouldn't hurt you to get a playset and hang on to them. So this next one here, Grand Lord Radha, was kind of looking at for Standard as some kind of rogue strategy. Maybe some kind of, I was thinking like a legendary deck that focused more on legendary and uses Jaya's Immolating Fire, which I also have in this list as well. So this card seems pretty powerful if it has the right pieces around it. Right now, of course, it's only a penny rare. Wouldn't hurt you to get a play set. I can imagine running like a mid-range aggro deck and having creatures attack, building up mana, and casting big burn spells and stuff. I'm going to try it out in Standard and probably make some videos about it. This next one here is Josu Ves. I think that's how you pronounce it. Only 10 cents right now. I played around with this a little bit already in a mono black deck with Dreadshade. I think it's pretty nice as a 1 or 2 of. It does have Menace, so that's a pretty big, nice 4/5 Menace body for 4. The kicker can come in the late game. It's really high, of course, 10 mana total to kick this thing. But if you have the Cabal Stronghold, you can actually do that pretty realistically. Here's another interesting one I want to try out in, I guess, Standard. It's a bit janky, of course, but this is the kind of card that's really fun to try to play around with and brew with. Sylvan Awakening turns all your lands into 2/2 elementals. Not only that, but it gives them reach, indestructible, and haste. So you build up a lot of mana, you can crack for a pretty devastating swing with this. I have to see how much control is in the metagame for this to be a card that is safe to play, I guess you could say, as a win condition. Next one, Siege Gang Commander. I'm also going to mention Goblin Warchief and Skirk Prospector as well. They all were re-released in this set. Go ahead and get your playset of all of them. There's a Modern deck brewing with the Warchief and the Siege or the Skirk Prospector. In Standard, the Siege Gang Commander itself could be a good target for maybe like something in a God Pharaoh's Gift deck or just a Goblin aggro deck. And that being the case, you would want the Warchief and maybe the Prospector as well. So go ahead and get all those goblins because they're now only pennies a piece. Jaya's Immolating Inferno I just mentioned alongside the, what was it called, Grand Warlord Radha. Yeah, this is a pretty powerful burn spell, and the fact that you only have to pay X once and it can hit up to 3 targets, I think that's pretty good. So in a deck that's building up a lot of mana, I think, and has legendary permanence, obviously. I think this could be a very interesting brew, and that's what I kind of like the next rogue deck I want to do. Tempest Djinn seems like a fun card to try to build a mono blue deck with. This is like a finisher, because it is going to get, of course, huge in power, and it's flying. You see the price reflects a little bit. It's 16 cents, but still, that's not bad. I would go ahead and pick them up. They may actually show up in a real deck. Precognition Field is one they've been talking about as a potential control card. It gives you card selection and a little bit of card filtering for if you have enough mana, which control decks, of course, are all about having more mana than your opponent. So, yeah, only 2 cents a piece. Ain't gonna hurt to pick them up. If they ever become relevant, then you have them. Dreadshade's one I've talked about before. Yeah, they did stabilize down at a low price, under 20 cents. So this would be like, besides the of the 3 mana cycle, I think, of obviously Steel Leaf Champion and Goblin Chain Whirler are the breakout ones. They're actually going to see tier 1 standard play right now. But I think all these triple casting cost color cards are good. The Dreadshade in black, there's the white one gives all your creatures +1/+1. This is the cheapest one of the cycle, I believe, besides the Tempest Djinn. You can brew some mono black with this. It seems like a really good card. I've played around with it a little bit already. Alright, the last one for today, Damping Sphere. Obviously we know this is a big hyped modern sideboard card, so it did go down to only 14 cents right now online. So might as well get you a play set of them. Probably will never sideboard all 4, but oh well, just get them. Hang on to them. They're going to be good forever. So those are some cards I've been looking at that I picked up for super cheap, because they are super cheap right now. If you have a spare ticket laying around, you could probably get most of these cards that I've just showed you. Hope this video helps you out, and let's brew some jank. Have a good day.